Welcome to Rustbelt Abolition Radio. My name is Kaif Syed. In this special bonus episode released on the anniversary of the 2018 nationwide prison strike, we speak with two Ohio prisoners, David Easley and Mark Houston, aka Mustafa, who called us from inside Toledo Correctional Institution. Both Easley and Mustafa were involved in the 2018 prison strike and experienced brutal retaliation as a result of their activities. They both reflect on the prison strike, state repression, what sort of steps need to be taken in order for immediate needs to be met inside, as well as on broader abolitionist non-reformist reforms.
Hey everybody, revolutionary greetings. My name is David Easley, or everybody refer to me as Comrade Easley. I'm with the Ohio Valley IWOC. Since last year, we've been organizing in the national prison strike, and I've been dealing with a couple situations of retaliation since the 2018 national prison strike. I was transferred out to Supermax. TV destroyed one of our comrades, Keith Lamar. He wrote the book, Condemned. He was also the Attorney General of the state of Ohio recently filed a motion on behalf of the state to execute Keith Lamar, and they granted the motion in December. It set its execution date for November of 2023, and our other comrade is Sadiq Abdul Hassan. He organized the work stoppages during the 2018 prison strike as well, and they're at OSP. So anyway, what I was calling in was to talk about prison abolition, and I'm in the state of Ohio, and I'm looking for any type of outside support from abolitionists, anarchy, IWOC, any type of support, anybody interested in helping them. I'm organizing the Right to Vote campaign in the state of Ohio. And Amani Sawari, we're working together on the Right to Vote campaign across the country. So far, it's 11 states, and I would like Ohio to be the 12th state. Many people have concerns about reform tactics, and recently I've been discussing with people about what Ruth Wilson Gilmore, the author of the book The Golden Gulag, referred to as the non-reformist reform. And other people agree that if you have the right to vote in prison, those are one of the strategies and tactics you could use to offset and destroy capitalism. So if anybody's interested, I would appreciate it if you reach out to me. So far, we got the Social Justice Institute, Case Western Reserve, Oberlin College, and the Ohio Democratic Socialists of America all involved. We're organizing the Right to Vote campaign in the state of Ohio. And recently, Ohio and Michigan, they lost the lawsuit, the gerrymandering lawsuit in these states. And it's very important that people that understand that that's raising all these issues about gerrymandering. A lot of people know about political gerrymandering, but they don't know about prison gerrymandering. And so it's very important that we win the right to vote in the state of Ohio and all throughout the other 50 states, so we could offset this gerrymandering. Because like recently I read an article in the Workers' World newspaper called Black Bodies Creating White Power, where they will take prisoners from urban areas and they lock them up in these prisons, and like mostly all white rural country areas, redneck area, and they take the prisoners, they take the prison population and count it not from the area that he's from, but the area that he's locked up in. And this results in a higher electoral college count. And in this case, in the state of Ohio, the districting map is the way it's designed. It's designed to, they say that right now, Ohio, the Republicans have a better advantage for the 2020 campaign. And this is how Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but Donald Trump ended up becoming the president because he won the electoral college. So it's very important that people, especially in the state of Ohio, look into this Right to Vote campaign. Like I said, reach out to me. After the 2018 prison strike, we had another strike on November 2nd, and we refused to come back inside the prison, and they got the SRT team, which is equivalent to the SWAT team, and they came outside. I'm at the Toledo Correctional Facility, may I add, in Toledo, Ohio, TOCI. And the SWAT team, the prison SWAT team came out there and they shot us with rubber bullets and mace and things of that stuff. We was protesting about solitary confinement and different issues, but it's still an ongoing situation. Solitary confinement here is terrible. Recently, the United Nations passed international laws to ban the use of mentally ill prisoners in solitary confinement. Well, Ohio was compliant at first, and then all of a sudden, in the past year, they're no longer compliant to solitary confinement laws. They created a block where they put in a bunch of mentally ill prisoners in solitary confinement here in Toledo, and they're not giving them no mental health treatment. And we was reporting on the suicides throughout the state in Lucasville Correctional Facility, Toledo Correctional Facility, and OSP in Youngstown. It was a guy that killed himself in July named Dane Butcher, little young white guy. He told the officer he was suicidal. CO walked away, and when he came back, Dane Butcher was dead. This was here in Toledo last year in July, and they brought him down the steps. Blood was coming out his mouth and everything. And what we need more than anything, also, if we could find some type of legal support from these nonprofit legal entities like the ACLU of Ohio and the ACLU National Prison Project, Center for Constitutional Rights. Anybody that could help organize a class action lawsuit or look into these issues of solitary confinement in the state of Ohio. I have been in solitary confinement since October, November of 2017. So it's been 2 years for me. And they pretty much target me, Hassan, and different members of IROC because they, in their opinion, we're organizing prison work stoppages throughout the state, and we're boycotting. We're also dealing with heavy mailroom censorship because we're trying to do a study group. And anybody that's interested in the study group, you can go on the website, Prison Abolition Syllabus 2.2. And the book that we're reading for the study group is Franz Fanon, The Wretched of the Earth, W.E.B. Du Bois, Black Reconstruction, Angela Davis, Are Prisons Obsolete? And one of the movie screenings is The Great Incarcerator Part 1, Part 2, and Centoria's Story, Ghost Hunting, and 3,000 Nights, produced by Dora Film Institute. Recently, they banned the book called Condemned by Keith Lamar, like I said, one of our comrades that's on death row. So, there's been a lot of retaliation. One of our comrades, Sean Swain, is connected with the Final Straw podcast, and recently, about 3-4 months ago, they transferred Sean Swain out of state and sent him to Virginia. So, I've been hearing about a lot of out-of-state transfers, and I was transferred to Supermax, and they just been transferring us around and shipping us around, trying to keep us all balanced and blocking phone numbers from outside IWOC members. I was also in communication with the Free Ohio movement, is also in on this. Central Ohio IWOC and Ohio Valley IWOC, and Brother Washington Muhammad, the Toledo Nation of Islam, Black Lives Matter, they came up in the front parking lot during the National Prison Strike last year and showed their support. And it was 15 members out there with WTLL News and the Toledo Blade with banners up supporting the hunger strikes and the work stoppages across the state and across the country for the National Prison Strike. So, yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Keith Lamar and Hassan on death row in the state of Ohio, and my brother Mustafa, who is AKA Mark Kingston. His number is 707-808. Y'all be hearing from him soon. Before I go, I want to give a shout out and a thank you for all the people out there that support the movement, and revolutionary greetings to everybody, including Amani Sawari, Ben Turk, Cole Dorsey, the Free Ohio movement, Brianna, and definitely Oakland College, Jasper, Social Justice Institute, Abolition Radio, the Final Straw. Y'all have all been a great inspiration, and the support is wonderful from everybody. Keep doing what you're doing.
First off, I want to introduce myself to the people. My name is Mark Hingston, but the comrades call me Mustafa. Currently, I'm a captive in the Toledo Correctional Institution, one of the many modern-day plantations built to warehouse the neo-slave. I'm 37 years of age, and like most people in the United States of corruption, I have been trapped in the system and therefore enslaved by the 13th Constitutional Amendment since adolescence. I was nearly 11 when I went to the juvenile detention facility on 2020 Auburn Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio, never ever getting completely free from the system, off probation, parole, etc. 5 years later, I was bound over and tried as an adult at the age of 16 and sentenced to do 6 years in the Ohio Department of Correction, where no rehabilitation is offered. The ODOC is what they call it. With that being said, you can understand that my experiences have led me to be an advocate to abolish prison for youth, the prison industrial complex in general, and the judicial system with its policies, rules, and procedures that almost guarantee a conviction of the minority or poor people of the world. Also, free the slaves, destroy the 13th Constitutional Amendment. To paraphrase the sister Assata Shakur, revolutionaries are not born. They are created by environment and circumstance. Now, I want to take this time to mention a few activists that evolved into the movement due to the current state of oppressive conditions of the world we exist in today. Stay strong, Brother Imam, Sadiq Abdullah Hassan. Stay strong, Brother Chief Bomani Lamar. Stay strong, Brother Nathaniel Ware. Free the Lucasville 5. Thank you for your activism, Sister Amani Sawari. Thank you for daring to struggle behind these walls, Brother David Easley, Matthew Hingston, and all the other brothers and sisters fighting for the righteous cause of the people. Power to the people. The struggle continues. It must continue. There are some brave brothers and sisters here in the United States of corruption fighting for the same thing, the right to vote for those that are incarcerated, the right to have social life, the right to have human dignity. I truly believe that when prisoners have the right to vote, and only then will our issues be heard. Stop massive incarceration. Stop prolonged solitary confinement. Abolish the death penalty. The rapper / musician Meek Mills is part of an organization called Reform Alliance, and their goal is to get 1 million people out of the system within the next 5 years. Well, this will only be an achievable goal if prisoners have the right to vote and therefore are seen as human beings, not stock or cattle. I urge the Reform Alliance movement to get behind the prisoners' right to vote and to eventually get with abolition of this slave system altogether.
Thanks for tuning in. You can listen to past episodes or read their transcripts on our website at www.rustbeltradio.org. This show was co-produced by the Rustbelt Abolition radio crew, A. Maria, Cape Syed, and Alejo Stark. Original music by Bad Infinity.